This is part 2 of our 2-part series, the COVID-19 All Over the Road New Orleans reunion show, where we all enter the Coin Trader Studios in Martha's Vineyard in Lakeview, New Orleans, for the first time since the pandemic. We're sharing all of our experiences, our stories, our struggles, everything that you'd want to know about the entire cast. And we invite you to tell us about your stories. You can call our 24-hour listener line. It's 504-267-6006. And thank you for listening to our podcast, All Over the Road, New Orleans.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you.
Hey Siri, play All Over the Road podcast.
Now playing podcast All Over the Road, New Orleans.
Let's lighten it up a little bit for this, okay?
All right. This is going to be scary.
I don't know. I'd say you did a lot of exercises. Have you seen how svelte he looks? Look at that body. Look at that body.
I've been trying.
GQ over there.
Well, thank you. It didn't show up when we were doing the live shows because, you know, the camera tends to put some bounds on you.
That's what I say about our show.
Yeah, right. But it's like a word association thing that I did. And here's some of the thoughts that I had, okay? One of them is conflicting information. Conflicting information. It's kind of like what Adley was talking about in her little rant. That was one of them. The other one was sudden change. I mean, you didn't even have time to prepare for this. I mean, it was like so sudden. I mean, you know, we had Randy Lane in here, and the next thing you know it, you know, everything completely changed. Now, Joanne, his wife, did happen to leave about, I don't know, $2-3 in change on the floor of my truck and her lipstick, which, you know, I got rid of. Like, well, whose lipstick is that? I'm not going there. But she happened to leave it in my truck. As a matter of fact, Harper found it and goes, whose lipstick is that? I said, Harper, give me that lipstick. I mean, you know, I don't even want to go there. You know? The other thing that is, separation, and was another word that I came up with. And most of all, it's the fact that sports is gone.
Yeah, when is that coming back?
You know, I mean, to me, that just like, what the heck is going on here?
It's like, how many Westerns could you watch, Dad?
I know, quite a bit.
My sports!
I think UFC came back, didn't it?
I mean, how excited. We were so excited to see the new NFL schedule.
Yeah, they had that 3-hour NFL schedule show.
Everybody got all excited.
It was ridiculous.
The schedule is about the most sports we can get.
It was the worst show I've ever seen. Then, of course, I talked about some of these other things, just the weight of it, a heaviness, burden, and it was almost kind of like a mourning feeling, like you're mourning somebody being dead. You know, it kind of felt like that. I mean, it felt like that you had a great loss. But I do think that, without a doubt, that things are going to be forever different in some shape, way, or form. I mean, we just got our churches opening up. You know, when you hear this, like we said, we're taping this before they do the thing on Friday. And you had to make a reservation for church. You had to print out a ticket. It was like going to Ticketmaster, and let's go to church.
It's like going to a movie. Essentially, is what it is. You got to book your seat, and that's your ticket.
Was it like a first come, first serve, or how do they decide who gets the ticket?
2 services, 2 show times.
Yeah.
So
is there a concession stand out front?
If you pay more, you can sit closer.
So
I was gonna say how it's like we're in it. It's like we're gonna look back on this and be like, how did we like get through that? That was like such a crazy time. But it's like when you're in it, you're just like trying to survive. You know what I mean? Like think about like Katrina and like the hurricane and all that. Like you think about, how did we make it through that? But you just did. You made it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like it's gonna. I mean, it doesn't feel that bad if you think about it, right?
I don't know.
Well,
Feels like it's going to be a burden on the American taxpayer.
I was thinking about Nick. You know, when Nick's son Wesley, who was born in the middle of the pandemic, when he sees these pictures we were talking about, and he says, "Daddy, why weren't they coming by? You know, why was it like that?
Why were you home all the time?"
Is it going to be in history books, though? You know,
explain it to him. Yeah,
pretty cool.
You'll just
I mean,
explain it.
I would just tell my kid that nobody liked him. That's why nobody came. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think Nick knows better. But you know what? It makes you. For me, it makes me really, think and appreciate freedom. You don't know what you got till it's gone. Yeah, exactly, Katie. Because you sit there and you go, "Well, I can't do that right now. I can't." it's not that we were locked in our house and we couldn't, walk outside or go to the store. But there's not too many places you can go to, and it's just this things that you just take for granted and they weren't available and you couldn't do them.
I don't think we're still allowed back in Florida, though. I don't think we're allowed in Florida. You can go west, young man, but don't go east.
I heard from my nephew Caleb. Okay.
Yeah.
So Caleb, he comes over here, and he starts telling me this. He's going, yeah, man, Uncle Vic, because the other night I'm out jogging and some Jefferson Parish sheriff deputy stops and goes, what are you doing? I got my gym shorts on. I got my running shoes on. He goes, what am I doing? I'm jogging. It's a free country. So I go, what time was this? He goes, 2 a.m. Well, I see some guy jogging around the neighborhood at 2 a.m. I mean,
Yeah, right.
in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's acceptable from around 4:30 and later.
Yeah. Pandemic or not.
I don't know. Jogging's kind of a touchy subject these days, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, of course, Dan Snyder, I hear from on a regular basis, the pharmacist, and he's going through some of the same things. As a matter of fact, he actually had Katie send him the potty training procedure that she used. Now, both of my boys are being potty trained and all that. And then, of course, he hooked us up with Miss America, who was on our last show, who was just delightful. If you haven't had a chance to listen to the part 1 and part 2 with Miss America, she is a phenomenal young lady, and the things that she had to say, you did really good job editing those shows, Ted.
Oh, thanks.
And those shows are awesome. And of course, if you hadn't had a chance to listen to them, and then of course, when we were doing those live shows, we got a whole other group of people, that we were being exposed to, and hopefully those people that were watching our live shows will go back and subscribe to the podcast, because I think we got all these different people in all these different areas. What would you suggest we do there, Derek, to kind of bring these people together and bring them all under one roof? We got the YouTubers, we got the Facebook livers. Well, you're a media guy. Oh, sorry. I just knocked over Ted's mic.
I think Derek just woke up.
Where am I?
Well, Derek, we have the people who watch the live thing on Facebook that we did every day,
right?
Just about every day for 25.
The first ones we did were getting thousands of views, and then slowly but surely they started getting.
There was a little overkill, maybe. And we may have overstepped our welcome.
Yeah, we were doing a show a day. We were doing a show a day until it goes away. And Katie called me and goes, "Dad, it's a show.
Gone.
You do a show a day, and they go away."
Well, that's what people thought until it goes away. People thought we were talking about the virus. No, we were talking about us until we go away. We did. So how do we bring those audiences together? I guess.
Yeah, you as a TV mogul, Derek.
Right. Yeah,
TV mogul.
we need some help there.
I honestly, I have no idea.
Come on,
we need to get a reality TV show. That's what we need to do.
I have an idea. Why don't you just stream? Why don't we go live while we do this? And then Nick would see the comments, wouldn't he?
No, but you can't go live when you do. Well, you could. We did that New Year's Eve.
You could.
I mean, that's a tech question.
Why
Nick,
can't you?
Nick, grab the mic. Nick, what do you suggest?
We could do that.
Solid
Thanks,
input.
Nick.
Solid
Thanks,
input.
Nick.
Now we're kind of filming this right now, aren't we? Yeah.
I mean, it's going to go up later, though. So it's like we have to set up something so we can do it all at once.
Oh, that thing's been on the whole time?
Yeah.
I've done some weird
It
things
caught
over
you
here.
picking your nose. It caught that.
You're touching your face, Derek. You can't do that. Remember, no touching your face.
Touching.
That order's still in effect.
I had no idea.
No, I've made that part of my general conversation when I'm out and about with someone. Hey, how you doing? Well, thank you. Go to the store. Thank you. Thanks for shopping. I go, thank you. Hey, look, don't touch your face.
He did. He told everybody in Texas. We're checking in the motel, hotel, or wherever. He's like, don't touch your face.
That's some fighting words in Texas.
Okay, buddy.
That's
Sure.
Yeah, there's a hotel that I stay at all the time when I go to Houston. Okay, it's
The La Quinta.
The La Quinta. Are you familiar, Derek? Are you familiar with Sci-Fair area? The Sci-Fair.
I'm very, very familiar.
Okay,
Yes.
so this is right at 1960 and Highway 6. You know how you the 290, you take a right, you're on 1960, you take a left, you're on Highway 6. So
Absolutely.
This La Quinta is right there, right by the interstate. All right, and it's always been a really nice place. It's corporate, been owned by the La Quinta, Mr. La Quinta. Sometimes when I call him
Senor La Quinta.
well, you know,
I thought it was Mr. Patel.
well,
One of the two.
Lord, like
well, when I
Quinta.
call there to make a reservation over the years, I've been staying there over 10 years since we moved back from Houston. This little lady Yvonne answers, and I always go, "Hey, Yvonne, it's Mr. La Quinta. We're gonna have to let you go because of your height requirement." Because she's like real short, and she goes, "Oh, Mr. Del Toro, buongiorno, the whole bit. And so I've been staying there for years. Okay. So I've been saying, so Teddy and I go there, right? So we go there. And what happened was La Quinta was bought out by Wyndham. All right. And then what happened was I had all these La Quinta, whatever you call it, points that I lost. So, I was a little chapped about that, but I like the location. It's centrally located, places that I usually go. And I just got from me, good rate, the whole bit. So me and Teddy go and check in there. You should, it's unbelievable. Maybe when you do this, Teddy, you can play some weird, scary music. Ooh.
Sure.
We go to check in. Now, look, normally when I check in, they know who I am. I check in, they give me a little bag. It's got a couple waters in it, a couple cookies. Not that I'd eat the cookies. And then you go into the room and, they got a microwave. They got, a little refrigerator. The rooms are clean, the whole bit. Well, when we get there, the first thing I see is a little banner out front that says...
A what?
A banner.
Yeah.
A banner, a big sign that says
it
this.
Literally sounded like you said a Spaniard out front.
Well,
that too. But
he was a La Quinta at one time.
Yeah.
and the Spaniard said, no, the banner said, weekly rates available. All right. Now, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, my God, what's going on here?
It's really when they say hourly rates you want to avoid.
Well, that's what comes into that. Oh, I'm not sure they didn't have that. So we go in there, we're checking in, everything's different. They got the big split screen up and everything when you check in and everything. And the whole staff is completely different. So I'm going, where's Donna? Where's Yvonne? Where's Gloria? Because there's a lady there, Gloria, and I'd go in there, I'd go, Gloria. Where is everybody? They're all on unemployment.
That was a song, Katie. Yeah. It's an old song.
And I'm looking around, and everything is different.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, my God. So I'm talking to the guy. He goes, the guy behind the counter goes, they all on unemployment. I said, oh, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm the new owner. Okay. So I'm starting to feel kind of weird. So we get in the room. Teddy, it took him 5 hours to get a remote. They couldn't find a remote.
Yeah, there's no remote.
There's no remote for Teddy. They couldn't find a remote.
I don't know about y'all. When I check into a room, first thing I look for is
they took out all the flat screen TVs and put in these crappy TVs. There was no more. There was no microwave. Right. There was no. But I should have known because remember what the rate was? $49.
Yeah, very cheap.
I have to interrupt you right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
He wants to act like his accommodations before this stay at the La Quinta were amazing.
They were.
No, they were not.
Yes, they were.
You shoved me in a room with Matt in California at a La Quinta in a freaking, what was it, those little sofa beds?
Yeah.
Me and Matt are laying in our sofa bed at night, and he goes, what is that down by the bottom at our feet? And I'm going, is that like a shirt or something? We lift it up, and it's dirty sheets. At the bottom of our bed, we thought our sheets were clean, and they were dirty. The place didn't clean our sheets. We were in a filth hole. You shoved us in a filth hole.
I had no idea. It's the first time I ever stayed at that.
That's all. I got the room. Don't worry. I'm going to pay for the room.
He's trying to get points.
He shoves me
He just wants the points.
In a filth hole.
I don't have any points.
I'm just trying to do its best on a family vacation.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
If you recall.
It went from the Hotel Del to the La Quinta in a filth hole.
No, we had something we got out of there, didn't we? We moved.
Dad, we moved out of the nice one and went to the La Quinta, is what happened.
You went from a
downsized.
A La Quinta
we downsized.
Well, the Sci-Fair La Quinta, whatever it is, has always been a good hotel, and it's just completely...
Well, if that's a new normal, Vic.
It's a scary place. And then, of course, you saw what was hanging out. You saw all the people next to me. They had 9 people in one room. And, of course, there was the smells. And anyway, but
it was crazy. I mean, they sent me to another room to get a remote. I go to that room. They say, here, take the key, go to 122. Grab the remote from that room. Well, that's okay.
No, that is not okay.
No, it's not okay. Well,
that's our point.
Y'all
it's not
left.
okay.
You should have left. Why did y'all stay there?
You should have just called me. You could have crashed at my parents' house.
$59 a night or $49. I don't know. It was very inexpensive.
But Sci-Fair is usually a safe, it's usually, right, Derek?
Well, depending on what part of Sci-Fair, that Cypress area. There's some areas that, you don't go to at night.
Yeah. Derek disagrees with you.
The location is
where wouldn't you go? Where wouldn't you go in the Sci-Fair area? We get people, we got a lot of Houston listeners.
Right?
I'm telling you.
I would, without offending anybody. I mean, you get a little bit closer. What is that? Probably closer to...
Don't do it. Don't say it.
No, say it.
Watch it.
Don't do it.
Are you
Don't
gonna
say it.
Watch
Are you
it.
going to mention the Acapulco Club? Because they closed that.
Oh, did they close that? Okay.
Yeah, they did. They closed.
1960 used to be a great little area and around that area. But I don't. It just parts of it went south.
Well, for us, it was perfect, right? Because
Where are you getting this music, Nick?
we went to Houston to visit our friend.
He's a rapper from Houston.
Yeah, we visited my friend Wesley
on
Van
the
Pelt.
way, and he lives in what's the town called?
He lives in Hockley.
Hockley. Oh, yeah.
You ever been there?
Oh, yeah.
There, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So
Just north of Katy.
Yeah,
That way.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine, Wesley Van Pelt, one of my best friends. He introduced me to Martha for all intents purposes. Him and his wife Michelle, they're dear friends, and his kids. I coached one of his kids in football when I was over there at Cypress Christian, and the first time I went out to Hockley to see him, one dog bit me in the hand, and I ended up in the emergency room. I took him for chemo at MD Anderson. So he's at MD Anderson getting chemo. I'm in the emergency room with a dog bite. But the dog bit me in the hand. And believe me, when you get a dog bite, these people take it serious. They go, you got bit by a dog. You got all these x-rays. It's like, it's like serious. I'm going, what? I just got bit by a dog. What's the big deal? But as soon as I got bit, my hand was cramping up. But the funny part about it was not only did I get bit by the dog, but there was another little dog. And the one dog bit me in the hand and really hurt me. And the other dog jumped up and bit me right in the ass. The little yappy dog.
I tell you, when you told me that story, I'll be honest, I didn't believe you. I'm like, yeah, right. But you're driving to Wes's and you called him and you said, oh, hey, we're on our way. And the first thing he says, where's the dogs?
It must have been a persistent dog because there's not much back there.
They're in the back. They're in the room. They're not going to get out.
No, he caught the meaty part of my ass. It was the meaty part. But it was a really good trip. We got to see Wes.
Oh, yeah.
Wes, we love you.
Okay.
Wes listens to the show.
Can I tell the story about the Starbucks?
Yeah, go ahead. The Starbucks.
So Vic wants me to drive home. You know where Buc-ee's is, and is it Baytown? Mm-hmm. So we stop at Buc-ee's, and Vic gets out the cart. Just $200+ of Buc-ee's stuff, and so he buys all that, and I bought some stuff, and we get in there, and we drive. I'm driving, so I'm going to take over driving, and there's a Starbucks right across the other side of the interstate. So we go over there. There's about 15 cars. And I'm like, I'm driving, so I'm going to Starbucks. So he orders for me, use a little app, which he's not familiar with.
Yeah, he just hands him the phone and he's got a coffee.
Yeah, you know how they just click off, scan your app. Anyways, somehow we pull up just past the place where you order, not to the window yet. And he gets out. And I thought you dropped something out the window because the window was down. So he gets out and he's looking at the back. And I'm like, what are you looking for? And he's like, I don't know. He gets back in the car.
Well, I was embarrassed.
And he gets behind the wheel. And he's giving the gas and the truck won't move.
Yeah, I'm like,
what's going on? He goes, this thing won't go.
We're stuck in the Starbucks line.
What seemed like, 10 minutes? It was probably like 45 seconds. And he's like, puts it in park, puts it back in drive, and
I got the knob.
It still won't go.
Wait, the only thing better than this story
it won't go.
Yeah,
but I think about it, it's the funniest thing. But I'll be honest, I wasn't laughing at the time either. I was like, something's wrong with the truck.
We're gonna get stuck here.
We're screwed. We're in the drive-through at the Starbucks.
Well, what happened was,
what happened?
My knee hit the emergency brake thing.
It's in the emergency.
My knee hit the emergency.
But when he hit the gas, he was like floored.
And before we went in the Buc-ee's, I had $100 bill. I was gonna use this $100 bill, and I lost the $100 bill.
Yeah, it was an expensive trip there to Buc-ee's.
That could have got you like 6 nights at the La Quinta.
It kind of washed out the great deal we got at the hotel. But anyway.
But it was
Y'all two are getting a little too old to be taking trips on your own. You're going to be calling us to come pick you up soon.
Or someone's going to be calling you guys to come pick them up.
Vic?
Someone needs to tell Ted that those lines are in the road for a reason. You're supposed to stay between the lines. He
Usually,
had a hard time with that.
when I'm driving, the warning to you getting out of your lane, the buzzer or whatever.
Rumble,
I just turn
rumble
that
strip.
off. Just turn that off. It's annoying.
Victor Del Giorno for All Over the Road New Orleans, the entire cast, thanks you for listening. We are so excited to be back in the studio in this 2-part series, telling you about our experiences, how we've made it through COVID here in New Orleans, one of the hot spots. We're back in the studio, back and better than ever. And we want to hear about your experiences as well. Call us at 504-267-6006. Don't be bashful. Leave your story, and you may hear yourself on an upcoming All Over the Road New Orleans podcast. Wouldn't that be neat?
Over the Road New Orleans is brought to you by CoinTrader Inc. For real-time prices on gold, silver, palladium, and platinum 24/7, go to goldpricesnow.com. That's goldpricesnow.com.
It's Corona time.
Coronavirus!
Hey, it's Corona time right now.
Growing up, we didn't have these type of diseases. I grew up in the 80s. When I did get sick, like the flu or cold or something, we had these medicines that could pretty much knock DNA out of a person. We had Black Drop, 666 Cold, Vicks, the original Vicks Vapor Rub. When you open the can, it's so strong it burned your nose hairs off.
Coronavirus!
Oh, man. So you didn't take any trips, Derek, during the...
No.
You and Elizabeth were just hunkered down.
That's what we did. Yeah. We were supposed to go to Florida, had reservations out there in the seaside area for May 1st, and they opened actually back up on May 1st, but we weren't allowed back in. For the first time in my life, I felt like a, I don't know, not a pariah, but I don't know. I felt diseased.
Left out. You felt left out.
Now the family's back in Houston, right?
Yeah, they're back there.
Okay, and you've been talking to them. They've been?
Oh, yeah, everyone's good. Everyone's good. Yeah, no, everyone. Yeah, they've been able to accomplish a lot of tasks, and we've been keeping tabs on through FaceTime. Technology has definitely made this a little more bearable. This happened 20 years earlier. I don't know if it would have been,
that's true.
You learn to, live with it, but at the same time, it's definitely made it a whole lot easier, I think, being able to FaceTime and
to connect with people
for sure.
Be able to, other than picking up the phone and talking.
Right.
Who does that?
Right. Nobody wants to do that.
Well, without sounding like a square, we are big American Idol fans. Okay. And the American Idol, the way that they did the show is, of course, they do all the pre-stuff, the Hollywood, they had all that pre-done and taped, and then it came down where they were doing the live shows. And so what they did is they had all these contestants, doing it from their houses. All right. So it was completely different. You had, rather than having them perform in front of an audience, they had things set up at their house, and they narrowed it down. Now, as we're taping this podcast, they're down to the final, I think 7 is what they're down to. And then they're going to have a one show, and they're going to pick a winner. So it's just been completely different. It's been really odd. Katy Perry is pregnant, and she's been wearing these goofy costumes and everything. And so they've got it down to the ones. And then on the last episode, I guess the finale is coming up on Sunday, which I guess would be the, 18th, 19th, whatever it is, whatever this Sunday is. Like that. And so Lionel Richie let something out of the bag where, I don't know, Katie probably knows this more than anybody, but do you remember, Derek, the We Are the World song?
I remember the song. I remember that,
The children. Maybe we can play a little clip of that.
We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
There's Katie singing in her Michael Jackson t-shirt.
Oh my God, I am.
So now when did that come out, Ted? We played that record.
Oh, God.
Late 80s? Something like that?
Yeah, mid to late 80s.
And what was that for? It was for Feed something? It was
Feed the Hungry, Feed the Poor Foundation, something like that. Yeah.
Here it is. And the song was written by Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson. They had all the greats. Diana Ross. Who else was in it?
Cyndi Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper.
I'm trying to think who was in the video.
Michael McDonald.
Yeah.
Boy George.
Ozzy Osbourne. No, he wasn't.
Joe Cocker.
All the 80 stars.
Yeah. So here's
There comes a time when we heed a certain call.
That's Lionel right there.
When the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand.
I think Stevie Wonder was one of them.
The greatest gift of all. We can't go on.
That's Kenny Rogers.
Pretending day by day.
He was a gambler.
That's
he just passed away.
We'll soon make a change.
You're like,
we all a part of
Now here, who's this?
God's great big family. And the truth, love is
that Tina?
all we need.
Sound like Tina.
Tina Turner.
Great legs.
this is my boy.
So it's a big hit. I remember it was the same time where Coke had that great idea where they're going to change Coke.
Oh, I thought you'd make cocaine in the 80s. I was like, that's when Coke was really big. And
Coca-Cola.
That's when you could get some good Coke. But it was Coca-Cola had this idea where they were going to change their recipe, and then they had the Coke, and then they had the classic Coke, and then they went back and said, "Hey, man, we're just going back and doing Coke." But that was it was a feed the hungry or something. We are the children. So now, of course, Michael's passed away. Many of them have passed away, but Lionel Richie announced on the last American Idol that they're going to do a re-release of We Are the World, and they're going to recast it with a lot of the people that we know today. I think some of the names that he threw out there was obviously Katy Perry and Luke. And some of the other ones they were mentioning, like, who else did they mention? What's her name? Adele was one of them, who just lost a bunch of weight. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures. Have you seen pictures of Adele lately?
She's getting healthy.
She's lost a ton. She's like a third of a person.
Oh, yeah.
Kelly Clarkson. So anyway, there's going to be all kinds of big stars. So we're looking forward to that. And, we'll definitely, play it on the podcast. But that a lot of things, shows like that have changed. I mean, that was they had to completely, and they really kind of hurried the show. It was like, you know what, the show's a bus. Now let's just get it over with. It just seemed that way, the way that they ran it. Has anybody been watching it? Am I the only one watching it?
So they had all the judges at home?
Yeah.
And on separate screens from remote?
Yeah.
I saw Disney did their little sing-along thing. They had like 2 different ones, and I guess American Idol was right after that, the second time going around. I don't know. I caught like the first 30 seconds of American Idol.
So now what's going to happen with Disney, Katie? What have you heard? I know Emmy's all on top of this.
So they are planning to reopen Disney Springs on the 20th, right, Derek?
Yep, 20th they'll be reopening Disney Springs. I think it's just third party. It's not actual Disney.
Gotcha.
Like
the
the World of
shops.
Disney.
It's the shops at Disney Springs. Certain shops.
What's Disney Springs?
The mall, the outside mall that's on Disney's property.
It used to be called Downtown
Not the
Disney.
park itself.
No.
Just restaurants and things like that.
So we have a trip planned every year. Me and my business partner give our girls a little Christmas gift. In the past 3 years, it's been a trip, like a team trip. And this year, it's planned in Disney for the Food and Wine Festival in October. And they're booking, but at limited capacity so that you can social distance in line with your party. And they don't let a ton of people in the park. So I'm like, we need to buy our tickets right now or else we're not getting in. But I mean, they took our money. We're going as of now.
Disney's good about that. They're like,
we'll
hold on to that for you.
Hopefully we can still go.
Well, Harper and I got 2 really good tickets to see JoJo Siwa. And that show is supposed to take place June 2nd at the Smoothie King. We haven't heard anything about it. I'm sure it's not going to happen.
JoJo Siwa?
You don't know JoJo Siwa?
JoJo Siwa.
What's wrong with you?
I was sheltered in a pandemic for a long while.
She was on Dance
either.
Moms, that like reality show. She was one of the little girls that dance, and then she became a YouTube sensation.
Hey, look, the only reason Vic knows is because he's got like an 8-year-old grandpa.
Well, I know everything. Believe me.
He's hip on all that. But that'll keep you hip, keep you young, man.
JoJo Siwa, baby.
JoJo Siwa, baby.
Come on.
She's like a baby Kesha.
Teddy, you were trying to talk this up,
I'ma come back like a boomerang.
Come back like a boomerang. Come on, Vic. She's got if you go into Claire's, if you ever, I gotta ask this to Derek. This is the question.
Have I been into Claire's?
Have you been into Claire's?
Derek?
Oh, I have. Yeah.
I actually ran into Derek at Claire's.
Yeah,
Did you really?
Derek, what were you doing in Claire's?
Just
Really?
getting barrettes, like
There you go. What else would you go there?
Body glitter. Lots of body glitter.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I frequent Claire's, I must say.
Right.
How do you fit in there?
I fit. That's a terrible thing.
What?
It is
It's tight. It's tight. It's narrow. I can't fit in there.
Look, only your daughter can get away with
sent
saying
her to
that,
private
right?
schools and everything.
Only, I guess.
Man, it costs a bunch of money.
Yeah.
But she's got a line of bows. She's known for her bows.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen a picture of this girl.
Yeah.
Okay, with the big bows.
Yeah, she's known for her bows.
No, for big bows.
Her big bows.
Girl's got big bows.
Big bows. Yeah, baby.
She's taking.
How old is she before that got creepy? I don't know how old she is.
She's not old enough, Derek. She's not old enough.
I retract everything. We can delete that, right?
Well, yeah. Teddy can do
But
wonders.
why?
Teddy's wonders is he does wonders with the blade.
I just cut out all the stuff
blade.
I don't want myself.
That's the best part of the whole show right there.
Yeah,
I think that's your new nickname, Teddy. The Blade.
The blade.
The blade.
Absolutely.
The Blade. So, what was the other thing I wanted to say? I wanted to talk. I don't know. You've got to make sure that if you're downloading the podcasts, that you tell a friend. Okay, and you follow us on Facebook. Subscribe, all that neat stuff.
We're gonna do a contest soon. Like whoever shares the show the most on Facebook or Instagram is going to get a grand prize.
Yeah, but how do we know?
We may even give you a grand. We may even give you a grand. It's worth $1,000.
Maybe.
Look, if I can get 1,000 followers from somebody, I'll give you $1,000.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Every follower you get us, you get $1.
$1 a follower.
But you gotta prove it. You gotta prove it.
Gotta have affidavits.
Send me your Venmo if you
Hey, with rising inflation, that dollar's not worth a lot, so hurry. So,
yeah, right. Don't take your time with that. Do it quickly.
Oh, dear.
It's going to be huge.
Share and share alike.
So we also got coming up, we're going to be doing that story with Terrell Cobbins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been talking about that for like a long time.
Yeah. Well, that was something that was lined up pre-COVID.
Yeah, we couldn't
for April.
What the heck happened to my murder mystery?
Yeah, we never did that either.
Busted my butt writing for you people.
Well, we'll still do it. We can do a murder mystery. I'm ready to do it.
So what are you saying, Katie? It's done, complete, and ready to go?
Yes, it's ready.
Well, let's do it.
Well, there you go.
No one wanted to do it anymore.
But Terrell Cobbins and the old gang, which used to be the Gotti Boys, are going to be here in studio.
Okay.
These guys were featured on HBO's Life After Gangland, New Orleans Exposed, New Orleans Undercover. He's got an unbelievable story. We're working on a book, and probably there'll be a movie to follow. I'm not kidding about this. I'm not lying about this like I do Justin Timberlake when I say he's going to be on the show and he's never.
Wait, what?
No, wait, he's not?
I mean, they're giving away Netflix documentaries. We ought to get them on a Netflix documentary.
Yeah, we could do that too.
You know,
we could
Katie, that darn pandemic.
They're
put
giving
everything
those
on
things
hold.
away.
But I think we're scheduled to have him in studio by mid-June, so that means we'll probably start airing it at the end of June. So tell your friends.
Yeah.
There was one more thing
because we know TC will. He'll tell his friends.
Oh, he will. Have you ever seen TC's
videos? He may win the prize.
Oh, he's big. He's big.
Big. Yeah.
So
a lot of friends.
What are you doing here, Nick? What is this?
He's just playing a little background.
He's mixing. He's throwing down the sound over there
on the ones and twos.
This is Sir Mix-a-Nick.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. All right. So how does it feel? Everybody feel good? Does this feel good?
It's good to be back. Back in the Coin Trader Studios. Just like really pretty much just like we left them.
Yep.
2 months ago.
Yep. It's been
Things
a long
are getting back on track. You got to be hopeful at this point, right?
So what do you think we ought to do? I'm thinking about something. Is everybody with me?
You want to do a little reflection?
Let's do it.
Oh man.
Let's do it. This is. I mean, we're all in a different place now. All right. Start thinking about what you're going to do. Okay. Of course, reflections. Let me tell you something. I've had people, cards and letters still. We may not have the followers that we would desire to have, but the cards and letters, they keep pouring in. I mean, they do. They pour in.
I know, really.
And they're saying, what's going on with reflections? So this is our reunion show.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to make this. We'll probably make this into 2 shows.
Or 3 or 4.
Part 1, part 2.
Yeah. Or just one big
Derek,
episode.
Be titled COVID Banter.
Derek called me the other day and said, hey, man, I got all kinds of things. I want to do a reflections because I got all kinds of things.
Well,
why
don't we let him lead off?
So I'm going to have Derek lead off.
No pressure on that.
I'm going to have you lead off of reflections.
It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now.
Coronavirus!
Black people decided to turn quarantine into hurricane parties. This is not a hurricane, all right? They said we're supposed to be socially distancing. You look online, there's 19 people in one house. Y'all might as well go out to the club.
Coronavirus!
All Over the Road New Orleans is brought to you by CoinTrader Inc. For real-time prices on gold, silver, palladium, and platinum 24/7, go to goldpricesnow.com. That's goldpricesnow.com.
Hey, be sure to tell us your story, how you've been making it through COVID-19. Tell us your struggles, your blessings, things that God might be showing you, or maybe some things that you didn't know before and now you know. Maybe you're looking at life completely different. We want to hear about it. It's our listener line. It's 24/7, 365. I think it's 365. Yeah. The number's 504-267-6006. We want to hear from you. Please participate. You'll be glad you did. And you might win a valuable prize. Time now for Reflections, a COVID-19 special on the All Over the Road New Orleans reunion show. An opportunity for you to unburden yourself, vent, sigh, breathe, relax. Reflections. Reflections.
Reflect regarding COVID. just because you're sick doesn't mean you are.
Yes. Reflections. You know, reflections. You know what I mean?
Reflect.
Yeah. Remember, we're supposed to go. Everybody's when someone does it.
Reflections.
Has everybody forgot how to do reflections?
Run it by me one more time.
When someone does a reflection, when someone does a reflection, so everybody's got to do reflections.
It fell flat.
Reflections.
We're a little out of reflection practice. It's okay.
It's really okay to touch your face, but don't ever pick at it. Reflections. Don't ever pick. No picking.
Reflection.
No picking. They may think you're a meth head.
Reflect.
Don't pick your face.
Reflect on that.
Yes. Reflections.
Yeah.
Anytime you touch anything, you should wash your hands.
I like the echo.
Yeah. Reflect.
Reflections.
We're out of
I like
order.
Reflections.
That's okay.
We're supposed to go in order.
Reflect.
Go ahead, Derek.
Reflect.
Just because the CDC says alcohol kills the coronavirus, they do not mean vodka.
Reflections. Reflect. I love the effect.
Katie.
You're not an alcoholic. You deserve that 5th white claw.
Here's looking at you.
Reflection.
Reflections. I like a good eye opener. Yeah. Reflections.
I don't ever want to stop doing curbside delivery for my groceries.
Reflections.
Reflect.
You know, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with wearing a mask when you're in the car all by yourself.
But why would you?
Yeah.
You might want to knock off a liquor store just for giggles. Reflections.
Exactly right.
Reflections. That's a nice sigh. Derek, it looks like you have something on your mind. Just by looking at you.
Just by looking at me.
I love this effect. Is this new?
This is new with the new Roadcaster update.
Is this the update?
They've updated their firmware.
I love
and
it.
we've updated our podcast.
I love it. Did that cost me anything?
Podcast.
Was that free?
It was free.
Reflection. It's okay. It really is. And it's not your fault. And it's not the Chinese fault. Reflections.
Don't blame yourself. You didn't eat bat stew.
Come from a bat.
You're gonna lose Katie.
When choosing a hotel, don't let Vic choose the hotel.
I like a nice weekly rate. Reflections.
Go again.
Derek's got something on his mind.
When entering the crypt part of town, don't wear a red face mask. Reflections.
There's something about his voice when he talks to you.
Wisdom.
Got the reflections.
Reflections.
We will all be a little chubby when this is over. It's okay.
Except me.
Release
Except me.
your inhibitions. You don't have any.
When trying to drop a few pounds, it helps to have some fluid pills.
It doesn't count.
Purge yourself. Purge. That's all we've learned through this. That's it. We haven't learned anything.
I don't know. We've learned a lot.
Well, one thing that I have definitely learned, and that is, I missed you all very, very much.
This is me reaching out to you to give you a hug.
Thank you.
Air hug.
Don't I get one?
Feels good.
None for Ted. None for Ted.
Well, that's just not right.
I love the effect.
Sorry, Reflection.
You have been listening to Reflections, an exclusive property of All Over the Road, New Orleans.
We thank you for listening to All Over the Road, New Orleans, a presentation of Coin Trader Inc. I'm the announcer guy. Be sure to share us on Facebook, Instagram. Your mama, your mama's mama, your daddy's mama's 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 mama. All that stuff.
Guys, thanks a lot. Derek, did you have a good time?
I had a great time. And I hope we can do it again.
Yes.
Do it again.
Absolutely. Good to be back, man. Good to be back.
It's good to see you.
If every one of our listeners shared this show one time, we would have 2 people sharing the show, and that's what we need.
That's how the coronavirus gets spread too. Just takes one.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Why can't this spread like the coronavirus? Maybe get some. Maybe fudge the numbers. Why can't we fudge the numbers like everybody else does? What the heck?
These are reported shares. They're not really. I mean, they're not
Presumptive.
Yeah, presumptive.
Katie, it's good to have you back.
Thank you. Good
And
to be back.
if anyone's interested, I got some pork loins I'm putting on the grill tonight.
Come on, I'm interested.
I got 2 of them.
Let's
I
do
got
it.
one that's it's a barbecue hickory bacon.
Yeah.
And then
Sorry, but I gotta get to work.
I got a
excited
teriyaki
about
one.
it.
I got a teriyaki one too.
right. I saw that the city of New Orleans, if you want to go to a restaurant, you actually have to give your name and all that stuff. I'm telling everybody, my name's Vic Del Jordan everywhere I go.
I was gonna say,
He's
do they
been here
check
4
your ID
times
or
today.
something like
That's
that?
the way to
Are they
do
gonna
it.
write
That's
down
it.
your driver's license? Like, I don't understand how that's supposed to work.
That-
and then you're supposed to give them your phone number. Like, who's
Yeah.
gonna give their real phone number?
Yeah, no.
Don't text me on that one. I leave that one at home.
We're getting fake IDs, all of them.
That's
all of
funny
them.
because I tell everybody I'm Big Lee. Remember Big Lee?
He does go, hey, that's for Big Lee.
R.I.P.
Big Lee. You don't know that one, huh, Dad?
No, who's Big Lee?
Big Lee. We don't have.
Local reference.
On the next episode, who is Big Lee?
We don't have enough time. We don't have enough time.
Should have him on the next podcast.
Yeah, well, that'd be something.
Wah, wah.
That'd be something.
R.I.P. Big Lee.
The coronavirus is sweeping over mankind. Everybody must be alert. It's a global pandemic we can never take for granted. Welcome. My name is Teacher Mpa. Teacher Wati. Teacher Mpamire in pandemic, corona pandemic. Our question today is about coronavirus. Why is it called coronavirus? Not Isuzu virus, Toyota virus, Ipsamo virus, or Mazda virus. What went wrong? Why are we in quarantine? What is the meaning of quarantine? Who is the quarantine and the quarantine? Let's find out now. As you know that the corona is the first kind here, which you survive here in Africa, very very high. This is the reason why we call it coronavirus. Coronavirus, as you see, is very men on the load, and it says this. That's why we transfer it as a corona, not Benz. Benz very expensive. Benz can't be like that. Can you drive a car called the Corona?
I can't drive that car.
You can't?
I can't.
Even if it's for free?
I can't drive it.
Why?
That is a jam. And you can't drive a jam. It kills. Can you drive a jam which it kills you?
What is coronavirus?
Coronavirus, the insect. Insect that from China.
Hey, be sure to tell us your story, how you've been making it through COVID-19. Tell us your struggles, your blessings, things that God might be showing you, or maybe some things that you didn't know before and now you know. Maybe you're looking at life completely different. We want to hear about it. It's our listener line. It's 24/7, 365. I think it's 365. Yeah. The number's 504-267-6006. We want to hear from you. Please participate. You'll be glad you did. And you might win a valuable prize.
All Over the Road is a presentation of Coin Trader Inc. Mind your money.